All right, here's Colin Rice. He's a junior. Colin, how do you feel about the Ducks being ranked number 1 in the country?
I think it's cool. I think it's awesome to be able to talk to my friends at other schools about it. But at the same time, I understand where the team's coming from. That it really doesn't mean anything until the end of the season.
All right, and how do you think the Ducks will end the season?
I think that they have a chance of going undefeated. I think that more than just being a homer, but I think that they will lose one Pac-10 game.
All right. Do you think the Ducks should have been number 1 in the BCS as opposed to number 2?
I do. Well, you could probably make a case for some other teams, but I definitely think they should have been ahead of Oklahoma, considering that they were ahead of them in both of the other polls.
All right. And who do you think ends up in the national championship game?
That's tough. I think Oklahoma probably will just hit their number 1 right now. I think they're going to run the table in the Big 12, and the other is, Boise could make it, but I don't know if people will keep voting them as high as they will, and the computers could start hurting them.
And how do you think Michael James will do in the Heisman race?
I think that he's got a really good chance, especially if Auburn loses, because I think Cam Newton's his only real competition right now for it.
Cool. All right, this is Kirsten. She's a junior. Kirsten, how do you feel about Oregon being ranked number 1 in the country?
It's awesome. You can really feel the spirit here on campus for sure.
All right, and how do you think the Ducks will end the season?
Hopefully strong, but win the day, so we have to keep pushing.
All right, do you think the Ducks should have been number 1 in the BCS polls?
Yes.
All right, and who do you think ends up in the championship game?
I'd like to see Oregon-Boise.
Yeah, and how do you think Michael James finishes in the Heisman race?
Hopefully he wins the Heisman.
You think he's going to win it?
Hope so.
But what if you had to choose?
Yes, he will win it.
All right, cool. All right, I'm here with Oregon cheerleader James Beatty. How do you feel about the Ducks being ranked number 1 in the AP and in the coaches poll, but number 2 in the BCS poll?
Well, I feel like since the BCS poll is really what counts, I feel like it's a bit of a benefit to us for it to be us number 2, because number 1 and 2 obviously it's almost the same thing, but it doesn't put quite as big of a target on our back, so it'll be a little bit easier for us to get to that poll.
And how do you think Oregon finishes off the season? Do you think they go to the national championship or?
Well, I think they have. If they play it game by game, take everyone seriously, don't let anyone knock them off their totem pole, I believe they'll go to the championship.
All right, so you have Oregon go to the championship. Who do you think they play in the championship?
It's a hard question. I think it'd be pretty cool if we played Ohio in the championship, just because, I don't know, it'd be like a rematch of last year, but this time we'd win. Or Boise, because they suck balls.
And who would you have winning? Oregon?
Oregon.
All right. And how do you think Michael James finishes in the Heisman race?
The Heisman race? I think Michael, right now he's looking pretty good. I think he'll probably win.
All right, cool.